Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Ox Talks. It is April 1st, 2024. It is a Monday today. Hope you're having a productive start to your week. Welcome to April. Really busy here at the office. Just hit the ground running this morning early. Plan to be working on a lot of files this week. I think I mentioned last week, a lot of new matters are coming in the door. A lot of existing cases need trial counsel brought in, and a lot of new stuff as well. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. But right now, looks like it's going to be a very busy spring here at the law office and into the early summer months. I want to start off by saying thank you for watching the videos. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you guys subscribing to the channel and helping to build this community. I think over the coming months and even years, we're going to see so much happening in this country, around this world, domestically, politically, spiritually, that I think we need these communities. We need to keep building on this. And so thank you very much. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. Hit that thumbs up button for me and the bell notification as well. Share the videos, please, with everybody you can think of. Plaster it on your social media so we can continue to get the word out the best we can to those that want to wake up, want to understand what's really going on. So I want to address security issues, not just so much self-defense issues, but some things I'm seeing going on around this country. A couple stories I want to report on, and then a big event today that happened internationally over with the bombing of the Iranian embassy in Syria. This thing is escalating over there. So I want to discuss those three things and then briefly touch on a couple of economic issues. One, a comment from a subscriber I got today, some on-the-ground information about layoffs, and also talking about just briefly about the PMI numbers today. Stock market sold off a little bit today. Gold continues to even surprise me to the upside. When you have a dollar this strong, the dollar index, and you have the 10-year yield spiking like it is back over 4.31% now as of close today. You have these events happening. Normally that's not gold positive. So something else is operating behind the scenes to be driving the gold price up. So there's a lot of speculation that China's doing this. I don't know. If you guys have input or if you have any intel on this, please leave your comments below, because right now gold's even up after hours. It closed up today another $18 or $19. I'm showing it well over $2,250 some odd dollars as of on Kitco per spot price. So let's continue to watch that. Is it a good time to rush in? Gosh, it makes me nervous. I don't know if I'd be a buyer right now. Let's see if this thing holds. It's been just on a tear the last several weeks. Silver's not keeping up. Yes, it's back over 25, but it should be springboarding on the run that gold's had. So I want to see something more out of silver. I want to see silver back over $30 and start marching back towards $33, $35, $37. Let me jump into two articles about domestic issues that I saw recently. One, it happened actually somewhat in my neck of the woods, and this was from Fox News. I didn't see it heavily reported or covered. If you guys did, let me know. And if you're military or have military background, I'd like your input on this. Leave your comments below. This seemed to me to be unimaginable that this could actually happen in today's day and age with the supposed security that we have, especially around our military bases. But this is entitled, again, Fox News. It was from March 30th. And it says, Chinese illegal immigrant arrested after driving onto military base in California. So a Chinese illegal immigrant was arrested in California on Wednesday after entering a Marine Corps base without authorization and ignoring orders to leave, officials say. Border Patrol's El Centro Sector Chief Patrol Agent Gregory Bovino said that agents responded to a call from the base about a Chinese national, quote, who entered the base without authorization, ignoring orders to leave, end quote. I guess my first question is, how do you enter a Marine Corps or any military base without authorization? I'm not military. I don't know what security is like. I thought at every ingress and egress point from the military base that security was tight, that you before you got beyond the gates, beyond the barriers, you had to have whatever number of clearances to do that. So how does this individual simply enter the Marine base without authorization, ignoring orders to leave? I thought if you ignored orders to leave a military base that you literally got blown up. I guess I don't know the protocol there. Comment below if you do understand the protocol. It says a spokesperson for the U.S. Marine Corps Training and Education Command told Fox News Digital that the individual had attempted to access the Marine Corps Air Ground Combat Center in 29 Palms, California, without an ID. Well, first off, 29 Palms, California is up the road from me. It's considered the high desert. It is San Bernardino County. It's about 45 minutes, maybe an hour away from me here. It definitely is a very large Marine Corps base. We often see coming off Highway 62, that's the main highway that runs by the base. That highway intersects with Highway 10, Interstate 10, here in the Coachella Valley. And we often see whole caravans of military equipment and trucks coming out of the Marine base or going up to the Marine base. We often have the military helicopters and aircraft flying over locally as well. So again, how does this person, anybody, but in this case it was an illegal Chinese immigrant, evidently just somehow drives onto this Marine Corps base without an identification. Identification or not, how did he get there? It says, despite being prompted to exit the Condor Gate by installation security, the individual proceeded onto the installation without authorization. Military law enforcement were immediately notified and detained the individual, the spokesperson says. So he made it onto the base, evidently in a vehicle. The base then contacted Customs and Border Protection, CBP, and he was then taken into custody. CBP said that Border Patrol agents had responded to a report of a suspected Chinese national who had driven onto the base without authorization. The question is, did they receive a report that it was a Chinese national while he was making his way onto the base, before he made his way onto the base, or was that only discovered, meaning his identity and his nationality only discovered after they detained him? That information is not provided here, but I'd like to know. It says the agents arrived and determined that the man was a Chinese national who was illegally present in the U.S. Seems to indicate that maybe it was after the fact determined, but I think that's a little bit unclear. It says there have been more than 22,000 encounters of Chinese nationals at the southern border since October 1st of 2023, a massive increase from the 2,176 encountered in federal fiscal year 2022 and the 450 encountered in fiscal year 2021. So encountering them at the border, from my perspective, or once they've crossed the border with the wide open borders we have, is one thing. But encountering them after they have, without authorization, made their way onto a United States military base, a Marine Corps base. This one happened to be in California. So that scares, it should scare all of you. It scares the heck out of me. Obviously, had that person had explosives in their vehicle or had explosives on their body, or, obviously weapons, and we don't know the circumstances or what they found, if anything, in the vehicle. But the fact that this vehicle even made its way onto that base is astonishing to me. Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. But boy, I don't think so. Next article is out of the Zero Hedge today. SUV rams front gate of FBI Atlanta headquarters. Ameristar Perimeter Security, the maker of the wedge barrier, it says, deserves a round of applause this afternoon after its barrier stopped an unauthorized vehicle stopped dead in its tracks at the front gate of the FBI headquarters in Atlanta. This is a person rammed into the front gate of the FBI Atlanta headquarters Monday afternoon. Officials say it happened just after noon off Flowers Road. He was taken into custody by the DeKalb County Police Department. There's some photos posted on that Zero Hedge article, and the vehicle literally just ran right into the barrier trying to get into this FBI facility. So look, we have, in a couple of days, we have 2 incidents, one on a military base, one here at FBI Atlanta headquarters. These things are starting to accelerate. Thank goodness nobody was successful in posing any real harm here or carrying off any kind of an attack. But it is just a matter of time, folks. These security measures, are they enough? Certainly on that Marine Corps base, I don't know. I question that. Obviously, this barrier did stop this person, but who just has the willingness just to go ahead and ram their vehicle into a barrier? It's possible this person didn't know that he was driving right into a barrier and thought he could push his way through onto the installation. And then what? What kind of harm would he been able to pose or threat to the members of the FBI there on the property at that facility? So the title of the today's post is about these incidents are becoming more aggressive. They are becoming there are more of them taking place. So I'll keep a watch on this. Leave your comments again below about what you think of those 2 issues. The next one I want to share with you has to do with an international event that happened today, and this was on the Iranian embassy in Syria. Evidently, according to the article, again, this is out of the Zero Hedge, according to the article, the Israelis bombed a building right near or around the Iranian embassy in Syria. Many of the multiple IRGC generals, Iranian generals, have been reported to be killed. So I'll read you the article, updated just a couple hours ago off of the Zero Hedge. Tehran is vowing a harsh response to the Israeli attack on its embassy and consulate earlier in the day, which killed at least 5 to 8 people, reportedly including IRGC leaders. Iran's foreign minister slammed it as a violation of all international obligations and conventions, while the Syrian government denounced it as a terrorist attack. Iran's ambassador to Syria, Hussein Akbari, was not injured in the attack, it says, which appeared to have occurred at the moment a high-level meeting was taking place. Iranian state media has since confirmed the death of Brigadier General Mohammad Reza Zaedi, a senior commander in the elite Quds force of the IRGC. There are further indicators that 2 more top commanders may have been among those killed. And the article says, depending on Iran's response, this could be the start of an all-out regional war. And again, to diverge from the article, remember months ago when this first happened, and there was the attack, that first started, Israel was attacked, and there was a response. And we did a video that was covered widely, of course, in the media and all over YouTube as well, about this escalating and what happens if it gets to a point where it keeps escalating into a regional conflict. Well, you know what? I just think we have hit that moment, unfortunately. It says, for months now, Iranian-made ballistic missiles and drones have rained down on Israel, fired by Iran's proxies in Lebanon and Yemen. This new brazen Israeli attack on Iran's embassy takes things into uncharted territory and also opens up the potential for the Iranians to target Israeli embassies abroad. And that's the problem. If we start having other embassies targeted, where does it stop? Then you start having American lives being put in danger. Who's to say that there aren't attempted attacks even here on U.S. soil? It says the annex or consular building next to the embassy in Meza district was flattened in the strike. And I saw just a few minutes ago, Russia's now weighing in and condemning this. So again, the sides, they have been drawn, but they're being drawn even more distinctly. And let's see if this gets ratcheted up. So we have things happening domestically that I think pose security risks. Obviously, we have things happening internationally that's been unfolding for several months now. So we all have to be vigilant. We have to obviously be prepared from a personal standpoint to defend ourselves, defend our family. Don't put ourselves in situations where we're in crowded places, where we're in larger areas. Boy, any kind of large, sporting events, concerts, things like that. I know that sounds paranoid, but man, these things are happening at an accelerated pace. Two issues I want to share with you before I sign off here on the economic front, just briefly. A subscriber, his name is Nate, and I appreciate you, Nate, for leaving this comment this morning to yesterday's video. And Nate, his comment to me was this: he says, I work for a large shipping company that starts with a U. So I'm sure you all can surmise what company we're talking about here. He says the company last week laid off 40 part-time supervisors, in the Chicagoland area, and more is coming this week. He says the full-time supervisor layoffs are coming in a few months. And listen to this: the CEO is cutting 12,000 jobs in 2024. He says it was a sad week at the U. And of course, I responded and asked him if it was okay if I shared this on the show tonight. He had posted it and used his name, and he said, yeah, no problem. So, Nate, appreciate that. And for all of you, I do want to hear, not just for my benefit, but for everybody else in this community, if you don't mind giving us intel, giving feedback about what you're seeing in your areas as this continues to envelop the larger swath of the country and become worse. I think it's important that we have as many viewers, subscribers, fans of the channel sharing information as possible so we know what's going on, all right? I'm sure you know what's going on maybe directly in your area, but we don't always have a pulse of what's happening in states that we don't live in or even counties. So appreciate the feedback, Nate. Thanks for the comment. I hope your job is not threatened, sir. I can't, press the point enough that we need to think about all of us. I'm doing it now. I even have a couple side things I do as well, even though I run my own business day to day. But I think we all need to be contemplating, if we're not already walking this walk, starting our own business, starting our own side gig, doing everything we can to make ourselves as resilient to these layoffs happening now, and the coming layoffs are going to be happening throughout this year and next year. Whatever industry you're in, look, no one is secure. No one's immune from this unless you literally have your own business and you control your own source of revenue and income. And can there be a slowdown even within that? Absolutely. But you layer it in. You have, maybe not only just one, but maybe two or three businesses going on. It's never a bad time to start a business. Just don't get yourself in debt. Do it smart. Deploy your talents. All you're doing right now working for somebody else is you are making them money. You're bettering them. You're strengthening their position, strengthening their company. And there's nothing wrong with that and being a team player. When it comes down to it, these companies are all about maximizing shareholder value. We talk about this all the time on the channel. And if it comes down to pleasing the shareholders or pleasing their employees, guess what? You're going to go. So please keep it in mind. Do your best to explore that for yourself and your family. Last, I'll discuss today the last piece of information. I'm just going to briefly address it, and then I'm going to sign off here. I'm going a bit long today. And this was from Zero Hedge, and we know this morning the manufacturing, the PMIs were released and shows that prices are soaring the most in 20 months. Update. Treasury yields are exploding higher and rate cut odds are tumbling after the resurgent price data in today's PMIs. And you guys can pull up the Zero Hedge article and look at the breakdown, what's going up. But the point is, it says the odds of a June rate cut has just dropped to 50% from 75% last week. And on the macro scale, that's what the markets are cheering. The markets have been running up, not today, the Dow sold off today a bit, but the markets have been running up on these expected rate cuts. And look at, even Powell's been out last couple of days, walking that back, saying it's premature to be this exuberant. Look at these PMI numbers today show that the prices continue to go up. I see the 10-year surge today. Oil's back, almost $84 a barrel. Gasoline prices are going to follow, folks, so keep an eye on that. We talked about the metals. Do your best to protect yourselves. Please be vigilant. Head on a swivel. I'm sorry I ran a bit long today, but I thought this was important information to share. All of you, please get your workout in today. I'm going to do mine here in about an hour. Get those steps in. Walk, move, get out of the desk chair, get off the couch, watch the diet or let's say the food you're putting in your body. I don't like to use the word diet necessarily. Just be smart with food choices, portion control, calories in, calories out. Let's try to make those smart decisions so we can all become, healthier as a nation. It all starts with you, starts with me, starts with us helping our families to do the same. With that being said, hope all of you have a wonderful rest of your day and evening, and I'll probably see you tomorrow. If not, I'll see you Wednesday. Have a great night. Bye.